Now in there, the yakan wada, but ye besi dubium. We're going to talk about an important topic. Yesterday, we had a event to be a celebration the whole world. World Suicide Day was yesterday. You can confirm what you for some reason what you want home a confu. On last yesterday, you celebrated the whole world. Into in there, you can Nsem Buma about Chiena Binesi. No in here or ye want to talk about how important this topic is. Yakade health even on the national level and yama able to me able to prevent them suicide or we are seeing now on this show we try hard to make things very very simple so that obiara or shahin biano obutum so watase. And if you want to put in a comment or say something or ask any question, you can send your comments to 020-7566-185 020-7566-185 both WhatsApp and a call both to na at the Nsem bisa na there any comment or anything both to na is at one you read them na the whole in us there when yamber the worship margin Nsem jumezi na nyamina dumara in there we are going to look at suicide. Now, throughout the discussion, you will be phone lines now too, and we specifically want your opinion. In Ghana, what's a suicide no or a criminal offense? It means that if you attempt suicide, they can prosecute you and put you in prison. Now, what's why you or to then oye another onye, and if oye why so onye so why? So the phone lines are open throughout the show. If you want to give an opinion about whether criminalizing attempted suicide is okay or not, and if first I ever pick a corner, watch chair. Now to help discuss the show, I'm on the studio with Anita Paddy. Here now we are mental health professionals now. For some reason, Pope couldn't join us. On the next week, we'll go to now join us. Anita, you're welcome. And how are you? Yesterday an important event happened. You know, the whole of the world now celebrate World Suicide Day. And why is this? We are marking or celebrating World Suicide Day. Now, what do you think? Is it a good thing at all? Why is it important we engage in such activities?
Yeah, that it's a fast. Said they be omoche mreno modeti. Na now they can and run a World Suicide Day, and personally I think that it is good we mark it because irrespective of say a beka kind call for or my pushing for a war through suicide, and also boy am I yet to me I can't want some na to me a teacher won't come educate public and so about certain things are. A cause a bit man in call for a leading call into committing suicide. Na yes, I didn't. Unfortunately, once in a year, it do that time now. But to say, can suicide won't say baby. Na I told him another time. I reckon once a month. Just say, "Obia committed suicide." Na bad news mo. To say, I think yesterday.
Yeah, I learned a JHS graduate committed suicide because BC am the winter. I learned 47, but it's 47. If you
am placing when na placement, and see no, was saying ho, ekune ho. Na obi to our baby say, what you BC when you're 47, am place you, and so what? Is it worth dying for or is it worth committing suicide? But nini na nunti ena ye market sadan send ye be che ame ye hu say sebe obia ni aye be hu ni say me hu ni say bibi kitu e bia nse say committing suicide e bibi kese ma obi fofo nti nema ekoso ana nema kitikiti bia ye fem no enye say ye ni na ye nyepe ye nyepe nti no to me in fact near feminine na pepe.
Yeah, as well can some people may not even agree because you can suicide there are about 4 dimensions, 4 offending, 4 challenges. We have the moral aspect, we have the religious dimension, we have also the law, and we have health. And these four, no, how do we put everything in a good perspective? Is it okay for the government to say, okay, you belong to the state, you can't kill yourself, we are criminalizing it? Is it religiously? We know that religions frown on suicide, and even the morality and our tradition and culture doesn't permit things like that. And health issues, yes, a lot about suicide, but how do we reconcile everything?
And I said one thing about suicide, they say on that and sorry free man now say committee suicide. Suicide they are partner dream. It is something the person contemplating on suicide has thought through. It's an idea will weigh all options, and to the person going through that state, morality, Christianity, it doesn't make sense because
religion doesn't even come in.
It doesn't. And then or no consider because also my church frowning against suicide into main committee. The church only me come. And it looks like to them that is the last resort. So all these things are not things they think through. Because at that point, never be I think last week we were talking about post-traumatic stress disorder. And I am for stress, it do level be a affective brain to the extent that the mind doesn't work anymore. Internet time they be dream say way and I say way and I say way.
Yeah, I read something about this mind thing. What's the cognitive narrowing? It's like against your point that what do you know?
Yes.
To me,
nothing passes through. Oh, and when you are in that state, nothing makes sense to you except what you want to do. And all these dimensions can be there, but the person going through only sad time they drain sad dimensions so it is what the risk factors and necessary we are suffering in Ghana no more mute etiasa when these things happen they may lead to suicide and the person contemplating suicide is not thinking through like any other person who is not in that state. And no any ebe share saying ebe boa oni pasan. Some may say, some may not say, which I think in the course of discussion ebe drew.
Now let's look at some statistics. It's been shown that every 40 seconds someone dies from suicide. Every 40 seconds be obi through suicide. Now even at that time obi committed suicide, there have been 25 attempts. Until Obi couldn't see now about 25 people who are attempting. And it's all over the world. I learned it's more than about 800,000 people yearly die through suicide. In Ghana, and share that statistics in share that and conclusive, but it's been all over it's about 500. That is the statistics around. Now, women attempt suicide more than men. I learned women attempt suicide more than men. But men die from suicide more than women. Like I said, Mbano attempted to commit suicide more, but Mbemano omu more from suicide.
Yes, because Mbemano culture ne system ne said that bibi how Bema and says oka Bemensu as I said Bemano Bema na enti on share.
So a woman is likely to share the problem.
That is it. Oba the obe share, but o share na ase onya mo bia na wa attempt mo beba be but bema de boko no de ko. So it is our cultural belief and our system, our social setting and our banisa said that obema kase obekunu he will never mention it. And he will use the lethal means. Lethal means one touch.
And Bani dey be all the some chemicals be near there.
Say no, or they call it for attention. Say me wo, but mumun tie you. Makase me wo.
By the time we no be able to
but Bema
is likely to use a gun or something.
That is it. And Obama wa attempted suicide. Now I recover. And he go like, any Bema cry. So any mama won't because say me failing mama. It is more of a disgrace than say me and Namako at once. And that is how and the way things are going here. Sorry, if you take a population 4 in 1, as in 4 men is to one woman and a committed suicide.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah.
Because the men, yes, the men will be successful. The women may not.
So a man is likely to use a gun or use a rope or something. I don't know. Effectiveness is very high, but a woman is likely to use the chemicals. By the time Obe and I say a wound be banokra na obi have one. So normally women attempt more. Yeah, but there's another statistics which is very important that 4 out of 5 people who commit suicide normally they will give you symptoms. They will show.
Yeah, generally there are people who would show, and you see, consistently we have been on this show talking about mental health.
Yeah.
Talking about things that people go through as social setting. They may common amongst us, and who go through we don't pay attention to them. People who will show there are a group of people who will show that they want to commit suicide, and there are some others who would never talk about it, but they will commit suicide. Even that, I sometimes believe that they show the slightest signs that escape us. Because if we live in the same house or in the same environment, I know how you are, but gradually mehusa wasesa mood asesa. Maybe you are the fun type all over the place. Afe I had to say obeko kakra onko debi owa who need interest debi you start withdrawing. These are signs of someone who is undergoing pressure or depression. You get it? So it may be nipa do the depressive state, but there are certain things the person is not doing, the person used to do but not doing anymore, and it is a sign that like sebi yakokonseni kakra nebisa say what is going on na nipa control.
And I think this is important because if 4 out of 5 would show certain signs, it means that a lot of suicides can be prevented.
Oh yeah, but you know, now generally we are busy. We are in a busy system.
We may be close but distant.
We can sit here if not for the fact that we are on set. Yet Wobia will be on his phone. So whatever you are going to, what your mood and everything, I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing my phone. I'm seeing the chats. I'm seeing, and that is why some time ago Albert Einstein said that ni fear, and he said now things are going to replace human relationship, and we are in that era. Said that yet 4 people can be there even at the restaurant wherever.
Like
everybody
3 hours
on,
and they are all on their phones. Yes.
It is a BB kowa. Because it's a basic. But if we are silent and we are all doing our own thing, who notices?
So is social media helping or worsening, this suicide thing?
Both ways. To an extent, it is helping. To another extent, it is not helping. I think last week I was watching a video on Facebook about a woman or Mbatu, I think they are twins, babies, and our personal pool in the house. No, they share. The baby and shape, not the toys. They were swimming. No, Jijo Magra. Then I think she had a call or something. No, could see call. Or we not started WhatsApp. Or WhatsApp here. Na call ne back drown. No drowning. And a baby sending you drowning. So she tried swimming to the tub trying to pull the mommy no. The mother was so glued to phone that in 50. She thought akolani person will pay into no just to occupy them. Into a while no opuli, like gradually the child falls opuli. Mommy realizing na back on drowning. And it was because but was fixed on phone.
Not paying attention.
That is it. And that is what we are doing. That is the era we are in now. So we even see people drowning, and the first thing is to take a selfie. Yeah. And the first thing is to take a picture.
Accident, and post instead of going to help.
That is it.
You're not
it is obi ewu cry na science ne wo honoma. We don't see because we are busy. We are too busy to notice.
We are around but busy.
That is it. Oh, and the system is busy and the individuals are busy.
Yeah, and some people also, because of easy access to the social media and Newman, some of them learn how to even commit suicide on the net.
Exactly. Oh, and these are all things that if we can regulate, it will help us. Oh, social media and the sabi so or no, it's not like it creeps to you.
Yeah.
We assess it, so you decide to make it positive or negative, and you decide to be so engaged and glued to it or not. There are some people who are not on social media. They exist. Oh, but I had to say, so in social media, you are out of the world. Everything is on social media, and people can even send you emergency messages on WhatsApp, and you may not see it, and they get angry. But if it is an emergency, call or do something. Look for the person. BBI are restricted to social media, so we are doing ourselves more harm than good.
It's my Nsem na Yerika about suicide. Yesterday was World Suicide Prevention Day. Na Nsem na Yerika na Jumezi yeka about mental health issues onkotin. Na suicide, attempted suicide, and all the issues around it. It's also part of mental health. It's also part of mental health. Now, in this country currently, attempting suicide, if you attempt suicide, it's a criminal offense, right? And it seems that we're trying to change that. But what is your opinion? Should we criminalize suicide, attempted suicide, or not? Should we do that? And if we should, why? If we shouldn't, why? You can call 0207566185, 0207566185. Then give us your comments or share your experience. Why should we or should we not criminalize attempted suicide? You can call now or send a message via WhatsApp 0207566185. The lines are open and you can do that now. And Anita, so is it simple to address issues about suicide? Is it that simple? And sometimes when someone attempts suicide, people would think that it's just one thing being a cause. But normally, is that the situation?
It is not too simple to talk about suicide because, as we talk about it now, it's possible somebody may be contemplating on suicide. And by talking about it, I say, who reinforce the behavior to the person. But on the other hand, you're educating someone else too. It's sometimes coming out fully to talk about suicide, it becomes a little dicey because you may not know who is contemplating on committing suicide. However, it doesn't mean that we can't talk about it too. We want to reach out to even those thinking that that is the last resort. So it is never the last resort. You get it? But as to how you can reach out to them, it's even a problem because the family may not, or friends around, or people around, as we have said, Norman notice it to offer the help. Or some, they know there is help, but where do they go to? And also another thing. But as we talk about it, we are hoping and praying that whoever is contemplating suicide, even at this point, will hear us. Na ebeman adwen sakra, because there is life. It is not too sweet and it is not too nice. But it is better than dying.
But usually, are there many issues happening at the same time? And answer is just one thing. A pushing crowd. Because sometimes when someone attempts suicide, people don't really listen to the whole story. They think that, but usually, is there multiple factors involved? Yes. There
are, because two ways. Obi is just one thing happening, and Obe feels say without, excuse me, to say thinking to SSA or committing suicide. But there are others. There are multiple factors because Obi Ohonoma, ebia school fees, at the same time marital problems, at the same time maybe sexual problems, at the same time funeral issue. Internet to say baby uncle befa for relief is blocked, and it looks like you are just gallivanting. You are surrounded by a circle of problems. and you don't know now. There is no way out. So then let me die and go. There are others too. Maybe one touch issue, and hey, maybe they didn't interpret it well. Then it becomes a source of or a reason to contemplate suicide or do it.
And usually, what are some of the problems or the factors around that which can force people? Let's look at some physical problems.
Some physical problems, we can say illnesses near there. Or chronic illness, diabetes, hypertension, cancer, HIV, stroke. And you know that this thing is not going, and you're forever and ever, lifelong, and you feel like you have lost hope in yourself.
Even sometimes, even the management of the problem itself, up and
down, and looks like you call somebody, nobody is coming. The one Yakofan is so many snobbing you, doing this, doing that. Now you feel you should die and go, because what is there to live for? You get it? So some physical ill health problems will lead you one touch to commit suicide. Then you are gone.
And if maybe there's any disability or any kind of pain, there are some people who are going to a certain physical pain, maybe yarebi, emma omo yao papa, and sometimes if the control of that pain is very difficult, they may decide to even die.
And sometimes to people who have gone through accidents, now they have ended up being disabled. Maybe you're trying to nine back, you're trying to back. The body image is tainted or something. You feel that say send me my idea. How is life going to be? Let me die and go. You know, there are physical issues that happen to us, and Yehune said we can't bear the pain, so then let us die and go.
And some mental health issues, anything.
Some mental health issues will be the feelings of hopelessness. You don't have any meaning. There is no meaning to live, because after everything you are going through, the mind is processing everything negatively. It doesn't make sense to you. It doesn't look positive. Amidst the depression, anxiety, all the stress, I will come. Self-esteem issues. Let me die and go. And there are other mental illnesses. I put people in that state. Schizophrenia. The people we normally see on the streets na sebi Omadrino and Newman. There are certain issues, mental ill health issues it's permanent, it's with you, and no, you don't talk through. Say I'll be free.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, and even sometimes depression, like we said, depression is a major cause of depression and of suicide. And I've been bipolar. And now another major factor, mental health issue, has to do with those who substance use and substance use disorders, like with alcohol and some drugs and stuff. You know, they may not have the plan that today I will commit suicide, but when they are under the influence of the substance or the alcohol, then it's easy for them to commit suicide. And anybody who is even going through any difficult situation, emotional pain, and now there's some kind of a traumatic event, like someone has been raped or some war or in front of the person and that kind of thing, they can all decide that okay, it's enough. Or more go through some relationship issues near there, some divorce here and there, right? And all the family issues here and there, work-related challenges near there. They can all decide that they want to end their life. So
easy because even living in the societal expectations of you quite to me put you in a state of suicide,
and the family pressures in any idea.
That is it. And according to say, we sometimes create the environment for people to even commit suicide. Na ya san dane ho na ya beka na okoku ne ho na we so ya de a esese wo fa ho odwendwe ho na odi ho. It is high time we understood that mente se wona won te se me senia wo dwen niema ho fa no enye saa na me dwen niema ho fa nti nia wo ya sebe enko ye ma me no ansana wo be no you have to think about it and I think for some time now maybe one of these days you have to talk about emotional intelligence because first in nanka ye kind intelligence we restrict it to book but to see and your ability to even communicate said that assembly work it won't put the recipient into any unpleasant mood and as the development of other unwanted emotions. No, Newman, you have to pay attention to because these are things that sorry no kasa boom otuma and you the recipient you go think about it and you feel like dying, you feel like committing suicide. And these are things we are doing Newman in our society. And we are putting people in that state.
Yeah, and with that, sometimes, especially let's go to the home, right? For children and their parents. Now, suicide rates is I think worldwide is the second suicide.
Even in America,
yes,
is leading.
Is the second most important cause of death amongst people from 15 to about 19, even up to 30, the youthful stage. It's the second most important cause. Why is it that now young people are killing themselves?
Because the world is changing. Things are changing. They say we are talking about rights. They are getting to know their rights. They have formed certain perceptions about way of life. So when things are not going as they want it, then it looks like it's an obstacle. And they have to end it because they can't overcome the obstacle. Another thing has to do with the way we are training up our children. The idea that I am struggling hard so that I can provide for my child. Whatever my child needs, I have to provide. So if I don't get what I want, just in the 16-year-old boy vehicle committing suicide over SHS placement. What they went in school maybe, but you just don't like it, and you have killed, you've committed suicide, and you're asking that, is it that parents and abuse verbally, physically, whatever, and a man committing suicide, or there is a standard of living in the home, and he or she has gone wayward into SSA or ye BB. The conditions of worth we put on our children. Conditions of worth being the expectations are at the moment. It's when they are unable to fulfill such expectations, then it becomes something else for them. It all has to do with the upbringing, the kind of training we are giving to the children, the expectations we are feeding them with. Said that se omun to me now in many homes, parents are not the children's friends.
Yeah, we're too busy to pay attention to them.
That is it. Into whatever they are going through, they are suffering alone, and sometimes they suffer with their friends. So if friends say me and come and num yibi, I come one as a man num no me who say me to me yibi. Sometimes the child may just attempt, but now I am successful. Not necessarily to kill him or herself, but it ends up being like that. So there are lots going on in the home, and some bedu abontin if you feel. So if the home is not really a pleasant place, or there are so many expectations that a child.
Even sometimes parents with the kind of pressure, they lift the standards so high that children find it they're always on edge, trying to meet their parents' expectations.
Definitely, because till date it's difficult for some homes to accept that yes, you are bringing up a child. This is your expectation for the child. Yet the child cannot meet it in his or her own small way. Or not to be to me a baby to make him or her somebody in future. But we still don't buy that. If I say you are doing this, it is this you are doing. So even if you are not doing well on it, you have to find or devise other ways to get on the thing and do it well. And these are things that are killing the children. Oh, but if we are their friends, we give them the opportunity to also explore, in as much as we are shaping them. I think some of these things this children are doing, they never fail.
And even as a nation, is the nation contributing? Is the nation, are we contributing to these things? Because first, you may not hear too much. Maybe now the reporting has become too much into the but generally, is the nation, are we happy as a nation such that suicide nation is not contributing to it, or there are problems? Are we in difficult times? Like what is it?
We are in difficult times, yes, and I may not want to say much about national issues because for certain reasons. That notwithstanding, I think to an extent the nation also is not helping. One, this criminalization issue. Two, we talk about World Suicide Day. We talk about it in the news. We just talk about it. What measures have we put in place?
We're not doing much.
That is it. What measures are we putting in place? There are lots going on, even with children's education, school issues, policies and stuff. And sometimes you sit down and you are just wondering, say, these people who are coming up with policies and other things, are they thinking about the children? We are thinking at our level, not at their level. So at our level, and they have to rather match up to our level, which is not helping them. That is the Newman and Pesamaker. I mean, no one.
Into all the policies and stuff, I think that the youth should be the prime focus, of, because for an adult, the adult may be able to handle things because on our who are fine, but especially the young people, and there are some children who are not happy. For example, now school, you be a school. There are some children who are not happy because maybe parents or something chose the courses they are doing for them. It's become a burden for them. Anytime they go for lectures, they are not happy, right? And I'm saying so all the school issues near the end, sometimes it can affect.
Even the older folks have problems. They are not. Statistics just said most older folks do. Latter part, they are also
above 75.
That is it. And it is sometimes you can explain it said that almost feel say from where they started to where they are not satisfied, and that is why they want to kill themselves. They want to die before their time. And younger folks need to handle issues. Even the older folks have issues. They are not so balanced that they can handle some issues. And bringing up this child, imagine a child living with a mother contemplating suicide. What do you expect? And we have a lot of women contemplating suicide. We have mothers contemplating. Look at the socioeconomic states we are in. Most people are struggling to even get a 2 square meal. Talk about 3. You get it? And a child living with such a parent, if the child doesn't end up on the street or develop certain mental health issues, and I say or act sad that or be fit in, it is suicide. That is the next option.
We have a lot to do even as a nation, right? Now, if someone wants to commit suicide, what are some of the things that you can look out for? I will be who said. Because I know that anybody who is going through stuff is the first sign. Say wait there, it's likely, and you have to look. So that's why we have to be there for people when they are going through challenges. Because anybody going through any challenge is likely. But what are other things? Other things are able to me. Asha, for example, if the person suddenly, like you said, suddenly withdraws from public. Maybe the person is very lively, but now someone said no, the way was his son, he wants to be indoors more. And actually, I learned some people would even write statements. How is that true?
Some people do, because they wish they were not doing that, but there is no alternative for them. There is no alternative. I think somewhere last week I had client for some reason obi posting a Nsem on the social media. It is true to an extent, but if and the next moment or share the shame that comes with such a post on social media and stuff, or was contemplating on suicide. It took another friend on Nsem to realize it. The person was like, no, there is something you can do about it. There is a way to, and the person referred him. And after listening to him, I asked him, yes, it is a mistake, but after you die, your name doesn't go off the social media. It is still there. And everybody would rather get to know that you died because of this. So what about that? So talking to you now, then he realized that, okay, it means that to an extent I can sail through.
But before we continue, you can also call 02075661185, 02075661185. Call and share your opinion about what we are talking about and whether criminalization is okay or not. And maybe you have an experience or some opinion about it. You can call or even ask questions, and we are going to address 02075661185. You can call. Now, we're talking about this how people write statements, and sometimes we take those things for granted. Maybe we'll feel no be catch or say, hey, do we pay attention at all? I see a tea and I say we have to.
Because we throw the person away because we feel that whatever is happening shouldn't lead you into suicide. That is how we feel. We think that ya can't win him, and so what? So it's high time we realize that everybody, we are not, no two people are the same. We are not like each other, not even twins. They are not the same. Different biological and other formations. Another thing, so people start playing more with sharp objects, or they become more aggressive. And see, the person wasn't like that, but all of a sudden, where they and yes or withdraw, but or yeah more into every other place or becoming more aggressive. It is something we have to pay attention to. And sometimes too, people become so anxious. The little thing, the little thing, there are signs and symptoms, and in the necessary look it out.
Some may not even be able to sleep to mean that year, and they always have that feel, say, cocoon, and some may even confide in you.
And we have other people who, like I was saying, sharp objects. They will be engaging with matches and other things that are sharp. Said that then it will be easier for them. And these ones are very dominant with the men, where they say one touch thing. So some people also let you know that consciously or unconsciously blurts out. But
sometimes people decide to ignore them because they feel say way they are using it just to get something from you.
And there are some people genuinely they do that. They use it to get something. Genuinely, they will not do it.
Who do you take serious? Because it's possible one year sooner say be or a general bed.
In the first instance, at least pay attention. Steady to a point. And if you are the type now who need time out the best steady, just bring the person. Tell another person. This person has to say this. If you say pay attention to one extent so that you decipher between who is telling the truth and who is using it for secondary gains. At least let us have time for each other. And no boy.
And he said, Obi or commit suicide. I know that on a personal level, there are things individuals can do to help themselves. On a community or family level, there are things we have to do. And even on the community or even our friend and national level, there are things we are supposed to do. So what can individuals do? What can individuals do? I have a simple thing, right? The fact that we all have to see things in a very positive light, right? And sometimes we take things too serious. Sometimes it's better to laugh than to frown. People would have to be very positive about life. Take things, very, very easy. Sometimes I don't know how to express it. Even if in family, we struggle over things too much, and sometimes Yoma looking bigger than really it is. And that doesn't help too much.
Sometimes Sanyama when is out of bitterness, envy, anger, and a better causes Sanyama win. Because if may Obusuenya, your sister, Sebi, all other things being equal, there should be that harmony. You get it? If it is not there, men may try to solve it or Obia or a baby, but let us make sure that nobody eats into Obi again. And this anything mobi, bebe mobi. And the fact that there are some people it's a big blow to them. It becomes an issue to them. They can't sleep. They'll be thinking about it like that. But a bit to me, tell your Bible can. But a man is like you are saying, have a positive attitude towards life. Don't wait to be so stressed up that the mind cannot think positively.
So we ask for help early.
That is it. Last week, Kika about stress, its impact on the brain, how it affects even our relationship with each other. Into a nearma, ye jimre, ebeka wasem said that at the end of the day, if you are in such a position, or winimobi or honoma, you can help yourself or help the other party. Or a nearma, ye train Emma ademene. To the extent that we start developing the attitude or the thoughts of attempting suicide.
Yeah.
But immediately, if you 1 week you feel the way you feel, you are not thinking right. 2 weeks, let me talk to somebody. Let me seek help.
Usually a professional is better.
That is it. Because most of the times, so Nsem ni be third party ebebem. But then I always say that it is the strong people who seek help, not the weak ones. So if you seek help,
you are not weak.
You are not weak.
Yeah, you are wise and strong.
You love yourself so much. You love the people around you. You know you have a future. You have a goal. You have a purpose. You have to fulfill. Help, and seeking help brings the help. Help doesn't come to anyone.
Sometimes even talking about it alone is healing.
Help doesn't come
crying heals.
But there are some obi baby says unisika cry now. Definitely there is a help be a open. You are not thinking that direction. But by discussing with somebody, just a word or a sentence will bring that relief.
And that hope to be able to move on.
Yes.
Right. And there are mental health professionals, psychologists, counselors, psychiatrists all over the place who can help you. Then on the community level, we need to look out for each other. Families must pay attention. Parents must start paying attention to their children. Right? And do everything possible. If there are conflicts in relationships here and there, all those things have to be solved. Right? And
sometimes some of the issues it cannot be solved.
Yeah.
It cannot be solved. It can be managed.
Yeah.
And it can be managed said that we don't get fully satisfied. But then it's not everything that will be solved.
But you can be able to pull through even when it won't go.
And you get the strength from. I always say that no matter the trauma we go through, the negative things we go through, there is something positive.
Yeah, you find meaning.
You find meaning in it through the positive thing. So it may be just the little thing, but the meaning you get from it, through the negative thing. And these are things we have to put our attention or our focus to. Not near the and we don't wait to be swallowed up.
Yeah, and on the national level, I think that all the time that suicide is a psychological emergency, just as heart attack is a medical emergency. Yeah, to me, I'm criminalizing heart attack. yɛntumi nka sɛ suicides attempted suicide so we want to criminalize it. They are all health issues. Now and then yaka about suicide. Imagine Nsem Jumezi from Dr. Isaac Manata. I was on the show with Miss Anita Paddy. Suicide is real. There are multiple factors to this, and normally when people seek help, especially from the right people, they will be able to go through that. Someone attempting suicide is not a bad person. There are people who are crying for help, and we are hoping that from this discussion, in order to help others who are contemplating suicide. If you're watching me and you want to kill yourself, know that there is more to life than the things we go through. No matter what you're going through, you will come out successful, and have a certain positive attitude about it. And on all levels, prayer and meditation helps. Those who pray and meditate a lot, they're able to go through life better. It has been proven all over. And sometimes the mere fact that you depend on other people and they can support you, it gives you a certain relief to be able to move on. We hope that God will keep all of us and bless us as we remember, and talk about issues about suicide. I want to encourage you to keep yourself and know that people around you still need you, and you have a contribution to give to this world. God bless you for watching us. Imagine Nsem Jumezi. Same time next week, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Yabeba ne yabaka nyama foforo about mental health. Nyamisha honina yakra won. Hello, my name is Dr. Isaac Manata. Do you know what mental health is? Meet us on Nsem this and every Tuesday on